So you've heard of what a fine line tattoo is. So what does that even mean? Single needle, how many needles, how thick is the line? What is a fine line tattoo? Let's break it down into very simple needle sizes. So some people will say, and needle sizes, by the way, run in odd numbers, different clusters. Basically, people will say that 1s, 3s, and 5s qualify as fine line tattoos. That's just going to be the thickness of the line. It's really thickness of the line is going to be really the differentiating factor when it comes to fine line. But I only qualify a 1 and a 3. Now, when talking about your 1 round liner and your 3 round liners, you want to look at how thick is it? What is the diameter of the needle? And that's going to be the trick to that ultra fine line. It doesn't mean that it's going to be the same or less than your 3. If I choose a 3 and a 25, that's going to be the same as a 1 and 35. So the difference really just depends on like how thick are you wanting that line, and keep it under those 3s. When being a client and you're looking at a tattoo and you're thinking like, is my tattoo fine line? Is it not? Look for how thin the line is. If you want it to be thin, it's called fine line. Now, when talking about single needles, that's that 1 round liner that I was talking about before. Single needle is literally 1 needle. Now, when thinking about thickness of the line, that fine line, that's when that diameter gets brought back in. And if you're wanting to do just single needle, you can get a little bit bigger just with the diameter, but it kind of comes into play with how sensitive your skin is, how thick that line is, because I can still pull a 3 and it's going to be the same thickness as a 1 depending on diameter. One of the most common questions that I get from my clients is, how did I even get to fine line tattooing? I would say that my journey was a little bit unorthodox. I started off in more permanent makeup, areola tattooing, scar camouflage, more of the paramedical tattoo route. Paramedical tattooing is really just making something look natural to the body when you may have a scar or an imperfection that you're really just not vibing with. Now, when I was doing permanent makeup, I really enjoyed it, but just over the years, I felt that I personally needed a challenge. When I mean challenge, I have to constantly be engaged with what I'm doing, and when working with fine line tattoos, they are so flexible, hard to work with, that it really pulled in my single attention and made me hyper-focus. So I started off in paramedical tattooing a couple years and then moved into fine line tattooing and really fell in love with the art and the challenge of it.